2 videos in one day. I know, right? Crazy. How does he do it? But we did just get some news about 1.2 coming out next week. And there's nothing really new here, I will say. There are some details that are new here, but nothing too, absolutely ludicrous as in some of the other trailers and whatnot we've seen. And we're just going to go ahead and read through the article of what Mihoyo just posted and showing us some of the features of Dragonspine. I will say this is a tiny bit spoilery, definitely not in terms of story, but in terms of like gameplay mechanics, and maybe if you just want to go in the region completely blind, they do have some screenshots here and some clips of little parts of the regions. I definitely wouldn't say it's too spoilery though, but if you want to go in completely blind, then now's your chance to go ahead and click away from the video. But without further ado, let's go ahead and check this out. So first of all, we got version 1.2, the Chalk Prince and the Dragon, new gameplay and features. So we got a new area, Dragonspine here, and we actually get a look at the map here. It's pretty nice. I definitely like the look of it. There's a lot of teleport points on here, which is telling me that this is a very vertical map, and it actually might be a really cool spot to check out. I imagine there's actually a lot of indoor areas here, perhaps, like some caves and whatnot that we can't really see on the map. That would make sense as to how you're getting away from this like teleport point to maybe over here or something. Very interesting stuff that I'm seeing here. I think it's going to be a really cool use of verticality, and I'm really excited to see how they actually accomplish that into it. And but yeah, I mentioned here Dragonspine area here, travelers explore new exploration experience filled with various puzzles as well as new quest mechanics awaiting at a return. We also get some details on how the freezing effect works in Dragonspine. So Sub-Zero climate details a brand new environmental mechanic has been specifically added for the Dragonspine area. Sub-Zero climate. In the plummeting temperatures of Dragonspine, characters will continuously accumulate sheer cold. And you see we actually get a visual of the bar here and what it looks like while you're accumulating it, as well as kind of the rate in which it accumulates. And then once sheer cold reaches its limits, characters will start periodically losing HP. We see the characters losing some pretty solid chunks of HP, so it's definitely nothing to scoff at. And then certain conditions like snowstorms and actions like swimming will even accelerate sheer cold's accumulation. We can see it's going up much faster than it was previously up here, which is important to know. We've heard all this before, nothing absolutely, as I said, crazy, but and then we've also got travelers will also discover there are mechanisms which cast special effects on nearby monsters in Dragonspine before taking the monster's head on, to be sure to try shattering those first. Also, I totally skipped over this screen. It seems like there's maybe a blizzard going on, and that's increasing the rate there. So I wonder if there's actually dynamic weather in the sense that we're going to get blizzards and then normal snowfall, and that's going to differentiate on the sheer cold. I wonder how that'll actually work out and interact. It's actually kind of interesting now that I think about it. But then, as I mentioned, there's these things that apparently affect monsters in special ways, which is kind of neat. We've seen this in some of the like challenge domains and whatnot before, where there's like the pyro thing buffing the pyro guys, so maybe this is very similar to that. We'll have to see how that actually works in the wild and if those respawn and whatnot. I imagine they would. And then, and travelers may recall the special compass we received previously to help locate treasure. Due to the effects of Dragonspine's unusual ley lines and extreme climate conditions, travelers will not be able to rely on such gadgets in the Dragonspine area. That is pretty big, and some people might be disappointed by that, but I think that's absolutely fine. I mean, it'd be kind of pointless to explore a whole new area and then just be able to find every, treasure chest along the way like super easily. I kind of prefer that it didn't work like that, and maybe we'll get one in the future once things kind of roll past this update, but for now I think that's absolutely fine. And then, but fear not, brave travelers, next we shall introduce some surefire ways to free oneself of the sheer cold's icy clutches. Use special environmental objects. Travelers can burn to bonfires, ruin braziers, teleport waypoints, statues of the seven, and even warming Sealy for relief from the sheer cold. Such objects emit warmth and will prevent further accumulation of sheer cold. So we do see Amber lighting a torch here, that getting rid of the sheer cold. It gets rid of it really fast too, which is nice. I'm glad it doesn't take a while, otherwise that'd be annoying. And we've also got like cooking pots here will do it, little warming Sealies, so we're gonna get like orange Sealies. That's pretty cool. And then I think these are the teleport points is what they're mentioning, or it could just be like a warming brazier that they mentioned before, ruined braziers. I don't know if that's a teleport point or just a warming station, we'll have to see. And we also get eat special food. Travelers may complete the Dragonspine quest fresh meat to receive the recipe for goulash. Eating this hearty dish slightly reduces the rate of sheer cold accumulation for all party members during the duration time. That's pretty cool, actually. Nice to see we're at least getting one new recipe. I hope we get a couple more similar to that, but definitely nice we'll have something to fight the sheer cold. And then use special gadgets. We do actually get a gadget. We get a warming bottle. Travelers may make offerings to the frost-bearing tree to raise its level. Once the tree reaches a set level, you will obtain blueprints for a warming bottle, a consumable item that grants resistance to sheer cold. So yeah, as I said, you get the warming bottle here. It's just going to be like your other gadgets. You're going to press the button. It's going to give you resistance to the sheer cold there, and just allowing you to explore for longer periods of time without needing to warm yourself. Pretty nice. And we get it at a certain like reputation type system rank, or from the tree, actually. Yeah, the tree is kind of like a reputation rank system. It shows it later on. We'll go ahead and get into that. And then collect Scarlet Quartz. Characters that are affected by Scarlet Quartz become completely immune to the effects of sheer cold. Scarlet Quartz can be found scattered across the Dragonspine area. Next, we'll take a moment to go into more detail regarding this precious ore. So, Scarlet Quartz. Scarlet Quartz is a type of mysterious crystal that can be found in Dragonspine. These crystals contain a kind of warming energy that will envelop characters upon being shattered. Collecting Scarlet Quartz will temporarily halt the accumulation of sheer cold and provide resistance to its freezing effects for a set duration. Okay, so from what I'm understanding of how this works is it's going to be an ore similar to the Geo one in Liyue, where you hit it and you get the little Geo particles swirling around you, and you can bring it to like the little lanterns. I imagine it's going to be a lot like that, and they do mention there is some peculiar ice found in Dragonspine that can neither be shattered with weapons nor melted with pyro. Travelers must employ the effects of Scarlet Quartz to break through this special ice. So yeah, I think it is going to be a lot like those kind of Geo things, to where instead of inserting it into a lantern, while you have that on your person, you're going to be able to shatter these crystals. And then moving on to the frost-bearing tree, they mentioned this earlier to get your warming bottle. The frost-bearing tree is an ancient tree that tends to the snowy mountain. While exploring Dragonspine, travelers will sometimes stumble across crystalline crimson agate, which can be offered to the frost-bearing tree. Doing so will level up the frost-bearing tree, granting travelers various rewards that include a quaint fate, intertwined fate, a wind glider, as well as gadget blueprints. That's actually pretty sick. We're actually going to get wishes from this. It doesn't seem like it's going to be too many, and we also get a wind glider. And they actually showed the rewards page right here. You see we get 3 a quaint fate total. We get the warming bottle pretty early on, which is nice, and doesn't mean we're going to have to grind. I wonder if this is going to be like the other reputation systems where they actually kind of cap you weekly. I really hope not, and I don't think it will be, but that could be a possibility. I kind of doubt it, though. And then you also see at 5 we get another quaint fate. We get 1 intertwined fate in this whole thing. I wish they kind of gave us a couple more, but whatever. We also get a prototype that's fantastic since the bosses never drop them. And we get a little card. We also get the diagram for one of the weapons. Here, the catalyst, we'll show that in just a second as well. We also get a crown. This is the second time we'll be able to get a crown in the game. We've only been able to get one other time in the event where we got Fischl, so that's going to be awesome. And we get a sick new glider. They actually show off a lot of these, so we'll go ahead and do that. You see the warming bottle here. It takes the little pyro flower things, as well as star silver to craft a warming bottle. So star silver must be a new ore probably found in Dragonspine, I would imagine, since, you know, that's the new area here. And we'll have to farm that out to make more warming bottles. And you see actually using it takes away your sheer cold and then starts providing you resistance. It looks like it creates this area that'll take away your sheer cold. And then on top of that, it looks like it's going to provide you resistance. And then, is this creating an upward draft? We might be able to get a little bit of an eventy effect from that. If so, that would be really cool. I think that just might be a warming effect instead of a draft, but, you know, we'll have to see. And then Frost-Bearing Ancient Tree name card style. Once the Frost-Bearing Tree has reached level 9, travelers will be awarded Frost-Bearing Ancient Tree name card style. We saw this name card in the little awards, you know, just another name card, nothing too crazy. And Catalyst Weapon Frostbear. Once the Frostbearing Tree has reached level 10, travelers will be awarded blueprints for forging the 4-star Catalyst Weapon Frostbear. We have seen this in the little stream they did, and you'll know it's a 4-star Catalyst here with attack percent, which is pretty nice, and then hitting an enemy with normal and charge attacks has a 60% chance of forming and dropping an Everfrost icicle above them, dealing 80% AoE attack damage. Enemies affected by cryo are dealt 200% attack damage, can only occur once every 10 seconds. I think this is pretty cool. It's kind of like a prototype Animus for our Catalyst users, which we don't really have right now. And if we get a Catalyst user who uses cryo in the future, I think this is going to be an absolutely insane Catalyst for them, especially if they're a DPS-oriented Catalyst user. Then we also get a preview at the glider here. It looks pretty fresh, not gonna lie. I'm definitely gonna like that on a few characters. And then in addition to the rewards listed above, once the Frostbearing tree is reached level 8, travelers will also unlock Crimson Wish. 5 new Crimson Wish quests will become available every Monday and Friday, which can be completed to receive Crimson Agate. The amount of Crimson Agate that can be found in Dragonspine is limited, but travelers may complete Crimson Wish quests to collect more agate to offer to the Frostbearing tree. Okay, so it does seem they actually kind of cap you out a little bit, but once you get to a certain rank, they offer you these additional quests, and that's how you're going to be able to farm more out. Okay, I was wondering how they were going to kind of cap you out so we didn't just farm it day one. So it looks like this will take us, you know, at least a few days, Monday and Friday. We might be able to blitz it then, but I imagine not. It'll probably take us like at least a couple weeks. We'll have to see how many agate we actually need and whatnot, right? But Crimson Wish will no longer refresh once the Frostbearing tree has been raised to its max level. Okay, so we actually won't get any more of these once we get it to max as well. Okay. And then a new domain, Peak of Vindagnir. Vindagnir? I butchered that, I'm sure. But upon completing the quest in the mountains, travelers will unlock an all-new domain at Dragonspine Summit known as the Peak of Vindagnir. We're really trying. Challenge this domain to receive Blizzard Strayer and Heart of Depth set artifacts. So this is going to be our new domain. I don't really know what is this? In this domain, characters will continuously accumulate sheer cold while platforms in the challenge will intermittently switch between Sub-Zero and Warm statuses. The areas affected by the Warm statuses will diminish sheer cold, and areas affected by the Sub-Zero status will accelerate sheer cold's accumulation. Interesting. I don't know why they're showing us these things and talking about the domain. It doesn't look like the domain's here on any of these, so I'm not really sure what this screenshot is referencing, or if this is actually in the domain itself, but they're showing part of the minimap here, so I don't think so. Not entirely sure what that's talking about. We'll have to see it, I guess. And then new event, the Chalk Prince and the Dragon. Travelers may complete the Chalk Prince and the Dragon storyline to obtain the exclusive Sword Festering Desire. Completing specified quests during the event period will unlock new effects for Festering Desire, and the character that equips the Cursed Sword will receive some special buffs while exploring the Dragonspine area. This is actually really cool. I like the idea that we're getting a free 4-star weapon, and 2, it's going to have an additional effects for the event, to where, you know, it's not going to be a busted sword and it's going to keep these, but it looks like it's going to have these really cool effects where, like, the character who equips this weapon during the event will deal 60% more damage to opponents in the Dragonspine region, and then the character who equips this weapon during the event will accumulate sheer cold at a slower rate. They also gain 35% extra crit rate against opponents in the Dragonspine region. That's really cool. Those are really strong effects, and it's going to be really fun to use that sword and absolutely just mollywop everything on the mountain with it, especially if you're going for somebody like Albedo like I am, because I have a feeling he's going to do a lot of burst damage, and this is definitely going to help in that department. And then after unlocking the Dragonspine area, travelers do not need to consume original resin to participate in the event. Rewards will be available for exchange via the event shop. We'll be back soon with more details regarding the new events and gameplay. Until next time, may the wind guide you. So that's actually really cool. This is a resinless event. Those are the best in my book, as you know, we just get to keep using our resin regularly and we don't fall behind on our characters. And it looks like we're going to be getting another crown as well, which is actually kind of crazy. That'll be the 3rd crown they've offered. And that's, you know, really going to be helpful for some of us people in the late game that are actually starting to need crowns now, like me. I'm getting close to needing to use my 1st crown, so I can imagine getting close to the 2nd crown. I know some people are already at that point. And then Also, we seem to get the weapon ascension materials and stuff. They did mention in the stream that you won't need to farm the weapon ascension materials, if I remembered correctly, and that the event here is actually going to give you all the materials you need. I don't know if that is entirely true, but I believe that is what I heard. We'll have to obviously see. So I wouldn't really go out and farm for these quite yet, unless you just want to absolutely be certain that you aren't going to need the materials from the event or whatever. But I would just hold off on that because it looks like we're going to be getting them from the event. Anyway, that's the end of the article. Seems pretty cool. I think one of the most interesting things is definitely that reward structure. The fact that we're going to be getting some Acquaint Fate from it, as well as a crown diagram for the catalyst and a polearm prototype. I think that's pretty cool. Some neat details we got here, and I'm super stoked for 1.2. I am so ready for 1.2. It is going to be so freaking cool, pun intended. But anyway, that's going to be it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a like and comment below. I don't often get to do these news videos, but I was on my computer when it dropped, and I was just kind of ready to make a video. So I said, why not? Anyway, my name is Blossoms, and I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day. Peace.